Today is day 10 of this little challenge that I set for myself, making a little YouTube video of me talking to a camera every day. Today we are upgrading the production value a little bit. We got a second camera, and at the same time that is going to be part of what we talk about. If you are someone who has a multicam shoot coming up and you are not too sure about how to figure out the timecode thing, or perhaps you have a sound guy coming for the first time and you don't want to look like a fool not understanding the timecode, this video is for you. I certainly have been that person myself. I remember I used to be quite intimidated by the whole timecode thing. I scoured YouTube for hours and hours until I figured out that it is not a rocket science at the end of the day. It's just another part of filmmaking, and while it does belong to the sound department technically, oftentimes you're not gonna have a sound guy on your shoot and you're gonna have to do your sound by yourself, and having timecode is just such a massive efficiency boost. It's an insurance for post-production as well, and I believe that every aspiring filmmaker should learn it at some point. Let's get to the examples that you could be facing. I'm gonna keep it simple, just 2 cameras. However, once you figure it out for 2, you can really do as many as you like. So, example number 1, no timecode boxes. So what you wanna do is get a really good recording of the person from one camera. You're gonna run your sound from your A cam. You're gonna try to get the mic as close as possible to the speaker and get a solid recording in that camera. And you should be also monitoring that camera. You should hear what's coming in when you are recording. Now, in your B camera, what you're gonna need to do is just raise the volume up enough that even if that camera is way further from the person, it's gonna give you decent sound waveform. That way, when you get to the post, to your editing software, you're gonna be able to sync them using waveform. Now, why bother with timecode at all if you can sync the sound using waveform? The reality is, it's gonna work, I would say 7-8 times out of 10, and it's always gonna work on something simple like right now, me just talking in an empty room. And what I'm really doing for these YouTube videos, I'm gonna press roll once and I'm gonna record a massive long clip. So even if I were to be out of sync, all I need to do is find the sync once and everything else I edit from there on is gonna be fine. However, if you're shooting a proper narrative or commercial where you need to have reference sound or you have actors talking and you have tens or hundreds of clips, if you are relying on waveform sync for that, you're brave. And yeah, if it goes wrong there, you are in for a long day fixing that. So that's where timecode comes in. Timecode boxes are the small devices that are really good at keeping very precise time reference. The way they operate, you're gonna feed the master clock to one of them. You can do it either from your iPhone through an app or from one of the camera bodies or from the audio recorder. And you're gonna get it synced or you're gonna get it locked or jammed, and then you're gonna feed it to every other camera body that you are using. That way everything stays on the same time or time code, and when you import it to your editing software, you're gonna have an easy time syncing everything because it's already. Back to timecode. After doing this, your footage, no matter how many cameras you are using, is going to stay in sync because of that reference timecode. And same goes for your audio file. If you're recording it separately, it's gonna have that time reference. So when everything is dumped to your editing software, it's just a matter of one click and everything aligns and you're ready to edit. Number 1, and this is the easiest way to do it, especially if you have all the boxes of the same brand, you're gonna turn them on, and through the mobile app, you will just press sync. You wanna make sure the frame rate on the timecode matches the frame rate on your cameras. Other than that, there isn't much more to it. You're just gonna plug them in and they will do the job. Now, there is few quirks that you need to be careful about, and that has to do with what port your camera has. If you're shooting on something like FX6 that I have here, you're gonna have a dedicated timecode in or out port. In my case, it has a B and C connector, and it has a little switch that says in or out. So if I'm feeding the timecode from my timecode box to the camera, I want to make sure that it's on in. I'm gonna connect it, and that's it. The camera is just gonna receive the timecode. For my second angle, I have here Sony a7R5, which is a camera body that does not support digital timecode. So what you're gonna do is you will plug it using the microphone input. Once you have connected your box to the camera, you're gonna wanna make sure that that weird sound that is coming in is heard. It doesn't have to be crazy loud, it just needs to be there. That is the audio version of timecode, and once you have imported your footage to your editing software, that thing is going to be converted to a digital timecode, and that way you can sync everything all together. The good thing about this method, although it has that extra step in post, is that it will work with literally any camera that has audio input, so that makes timecode very easy to use with any camera, new or old. Just to sum it up, 2 cameras, 2 timecode boxes. You're gonna want to sync the boxes using your Tentacle app. You're gonna want to connect each of them to the camera using the dedicated port for digital timecode, or if you don't have that, you're gonna want to do it using the microphone input. In that case, you wanna make sure you can hear the weird sound, and that is it. Now let's move on and let's look into how to do this if you're trying to record your audio externally. Depending on your audio recorder, you're gonna have a few different options. If you are using something older or less advanced, you are still going to be able to use that audio sync method. You're gonna be able to connect your timecode box to your recorder using an audio input jack, whether that's XLR or 3.5mm jack. You're gonna have to dedicate one track in your recorder to the timecode, but you're just gonna be perfectly fine. You're gonna keep your camera synced in the same way, managing through the app. If your audio recorder is capable of receiving digital timecode, you're gonna basically follow the same steps as with the digital camera that supports the same. You're gonna need a proper adapter, you're gonna plug in your timecode box, and you're gonna sync all of the boxes for either the audio recorder or the cameras using your app, and they're gonna be just fine. If you have a recorder that has the ability to generate timecode as well, you're gonna be able to either use one of the first 2 methods, or you will be able to use that recorder as the master clock and jam sync the timecode boxes to the audio recorder. The way you do it, you're gonna need the cable that your audio recorder requires. You're gonna take your timecode box and you're gonna plug it into the recorder, and in about 2 seconds, it's gonna jam sync, which is just a fancy way of saying that it's gonna synchronize with your audio recorder, and from there on, you just take it, plug it to your camera, and you're good to go. I hope this has been helpful and not very confusing. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Or if you think that it would be beneficial to make a little bit more of a thorough and longer video explaining this, I'll be happy to make that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.